Hi everyone, welcome to Real English.
Where you learn natural English for real life.
I'm Paul.
And I'm Emily. Let's get started.
So Emily, I have to confess something. I was looking through some old journals of mine from when I first moved abroad, and I found an entry about my very first blind date in a foreign country.
Oh, this sounds juicy. Please tell me it was as awkward as I'm imagining.
It was worse. I was so nervous about my language skills that I actually brought a small list of conversation starters hidden in my palm. I looked like I was cheating on a math exam.
No way! Did you actually use them?
I did. About 10 minutes in, there was a tiny silence, and I panicked. I looked at my hand and asked, "What is your favourite weather?"
The weather?
Mm-hmm.
Paul, that a classic textbook mistake. You sounded like a robot from a 1990s English CD-ROM.
Exactly. She just stared at me and said, "It's raining right now, Paul. We are standing under an umbrella."
It was a disaster. And that's exactly what we're talking about today. How to stop sounding like a textbook and start sounding like a real person on a first date. I love that. Because let's be honest, first dates are stressful enough. If you're also worried about your grammar or using level 1 vocabulary, you're never going to show your true personality. You'll just be a language learning robot.
And nobody wants to date a robot. Unless you're into sci-fi, I guess. But for the rest of us, we need to bridge that gap between classroom English and real-world connection.
So, let's break it down. If you're sitting there at the coffee shop or the restaurant, what's the first thing you need? You need a framework so you don't freeze up like Paul did with his weather question.
Right. Don't ask about the weather. Instead, think about the three-story approach. Instead of asking, "What do you do?" ask, "What led you to your current job?" It invites a story rather than a one-word answer.
That's a great pivot. It moves the conversation from a data exchange to a real interaction. But Paul, once they start talking about work or life, how do we make ourselves sound more professional and capable? Not just, "I help people" or "I do stuff."
This is where we level up. If you want to impress someone or just sound more articulate, you need better verbs.
For example, instead of saying, "I help my boss with projects," you should say, "I handle the day-to-day operations for my team."
Handle, that sounds so much more responsible, like you're the one in control.
Exactly. Or instead of saying, "I am the manager of 3 people," try, "I lead a small creative team." Lead implies vision and inspiration. Manage just sounds like you check time cards.
I like that. What about work with? Everyone says, "I work with other departments."
Swap that for collaborate. I collaborate with the design department to create new features. It shows you're a team player who knows how to communicate.
Handle, lead, collaborate. Those are power verbs. They work on a date because they show you have a life you're passionate about. And speaking of modern life, Paul, we can't ignore the digital side of dating.
Oh, you mean the "I saw on your profile" talk?
Exactly. It's totally normal now to talk about how you met online or what your social media vibe is. You might say, "Your profile mentioned you're a digital nomad. How do you manage the time zones?"
And that brings us to our pocket words for the day. These are the 5 words you can keep in your pocket to pull out whenever you need to sound natural. Emily, what's our first one?
The first one has to be vibe. V-I-B-E. It's the atmosphere or the feeling of a person or a place. On a date, you might say, "I really like the vibe of this cafe," or "I felt a great vibe from your profile."
It's so much better than saying, "The atmosphere is good." Next is deal breaker. This is a big one in the dating world. A deal breaker is something that makes a relationship impossible. For me, if someone doesn't like dogs, total deal breaker.
For me, it's if they don't like spicy food. I can't be with someone who thinks black pepper is too hot.
See? Deal breaker. Third word is spontaneous. This means doing things without a plan. You could say, "I'm usually pretty organized, but I can be spontaneous on the weekends." It makes you sound fun and adventurous.
I love that word. Our fourth is passionate. Use this instead of saying, "I like." Instead of, "I like photography," try, "I'm really passionate about street photography." It shows emotion.
And the last one is compatibility. This is the big C. How well two people fit together. You could say, I think lifestyle compatibility is more important than having the same hobbies.
Those are 5 heavy hitters: vibe, deal breaker, spontaneous, passion, and compatibility. If you use those, you're already 50% less likely to sound like a robot.
Now let's smooth it out.
This is my favorite part because we get to fix those common mistakes that scream, I translated this directly from my native language.
Oh, I have a classic one. I very like coffee.
Ouch. My ears. Please never say I very like. In English, very is an adverb that usually goes with adjectives, like very hot. If you like something a lot, say I'm really into, or I'm a huge fan of Ive.
I'm really into hiking. That sounds so much more natural. What about the hobby question?
My hobby sounds like a primary school introduction. Instead say, in my free time, I love to, or I've been spending a lot of time lately on Ive.
And another one I hear a lot is so-so. How was the movie? So-so. It not wrong, but it a bit boring.
Try it was all right, but it didn't really live up to the hype, or it was hit or miss. It adds so much more flavor to your speech.
It didn't live up to the hype. I'm definitely stealing that one. Okay, Paul, I think it's time. Let's put all of this into practice.
Ready when you are. Let's imagine we're meeting for the first time at a trendy little spot downtown. I'll be Dave, and you'll be Sarah.
Perfect. I'm Sarah, and I've been waiting for 5 minutes, sipping my latte.
Hey, Sarah. I'm Dave. Sorry I'm a couple of minutes late. The traffic downtown was absolutely wild.
No worries at all, Dave. I just got here myself. I'm actually enjoying the vibe of this place. The music is great.
Right? I've been here a few times. I love how spontaneous the live jazz sets are in the evenings. Anyway, it's great to finally meet you in person. Your profile mentioned you work in tech, right?
Yeah, that's right. I'm a project manager at a startup. I mostly collaborate with the engineering team to build new apps. It's busy, but I love the challenge. What about you?
I lead a small marketing agency. We handle a lot of social media campaigns for local businesses. It can be stressful, but I'm really passionate about helping small brands find their voice.
That sounds amazing. It's so important to actually care about what you do. So, tell me, since we're being honest, what a total deal breaker for you on a first date?
Oh wow, straight to the deep questions. I like it. I'd say a major deal breaker is someone who is rude to the waitstaff. If you can't be kind to the person bringing your coffee, we probably won't have much compatibility.
I couldn't agree more. That's a huge red flag for me too.
And scene. How did that feel, Emily?
It felt real. We used vibe, we used handle and lead, and we didn't ask about the weather once.
Success. And notice how we interrupted each other a little. We didn't wait for a formal, now it is your turn to speak signal, that the key to natural English, it messy, it flowing, and it alive.
Exactly. To everyone listening, we want to hear from you. Go to the comments and tell us what is your biggest deal breaker on a first date. Try to use at least one of our pocket words or power verbs in your answer.
We'll be reading them and giving some feedback. Remember, the only way to stop being a language robot is to start practicing like a human.
That's all for today's episode of Real English. Thanks for hanging out with us in our virtual cafe. We'll see you next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. See you in the next one.